Officer Hernandez?
Yes, I'm with the regional care team here in DeSoto.
Okay.
Do you remember talking to me a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, you called to slander me to enforce crimes that have been going on with my family a long time. And I told you I was in a domestic violence crisis a long time ago, and you deprived me of any assistance to get out of it. That's gone on years.
Oh, well, so I'm just following up to see if you would like to come by our office to speak to one of our social workers.
Regarding the domestic violence, or are you trying to set me up again?
So, I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Regarding the domestic violence and the child abuse, or are you trying to set me up again?
Set you? What do you mean set you up?
Did I give you my YouTube channel?
Yes,
the government has been setting me up for years. Yes, they deprived me of any assistance. CPS workers have called and harassed me. Multitude of people my abuser can enlist to harass me and call me and interrupt on a whim. I was just about to go out the door. It's like sometimes some parties know. But that's okay because my family being safe means a lot. And if you're a police officer, I'm sure that you would contribute to that. That is your duty to protect and serve.
And trust me, no one will be setting you up. This is so our office, this program, the care team, it's called the regional care team. We're based off of Dallas County grant.
Right, but we're deflecting. So, I did tell you I feared my safety.
Okay, I got you. And so that's what I'm saying. Look, to get
because I am in a domestic violence crisis that the government enforces, and my daughter's been trapped in child abuse.
To get more information, we would like you to come by tomorrow in the afternoon.
So the regional care team, what all do they do?
Yeah, so our social worker, y'all will have a conversation. Everything that you're telling me now will be relayed to her right now, but she would like to speak to you in person.
Okay, one
just
moment.
To get more information.
Okay, one moment. One moment. Hello, one moment. Okay, one moment. Can you hold on a second?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I reported the domestic violence crisis. There was a hit and run. I've been ran off roads, and there's assault with a deadly weapon, all kind of other crimes that the government enforces for profit, and it appears that regional care is for mental health.
No, so our program, yes, it's primarily mental health, but like I said, our social worker, we can provide different services for different things, and that's why this program is just not for mental health. That's why police officers, social workers, and victim advocates are involved, and we were you were referred to us by our chief, and we would like I said, you won't be set up here. Our office is in a school. It's if you want to write it down, let me know when you're ready.
I see it on my phone.
Okay, yes, 525 Ray Avenue in DeSoto. You can we will be available around 3:00. We'll be coming back from training. So
you're a police officer. Any particular reason why none of the reports I reported to you are being investigated?
Because this is Duncanville.
Right, I have crimes happen in Duncanville, so I'm not quite sure that you're like passing the buck. Crimes are being committed, and yet and still the police department's covering for them. So I'd like to hone on the crimes with my phone. Why would my cell phone provider all Metro PCS cover for my phone being hacked? In fact, the other day when I was talking to the officer, the phone came on its own when it was in my purse. And all these technical glitches are causing me problems on my YouTube channel. I can't get monetized properly. Can I show you that? And you can help me monetize my video. There's already been a scheme to deprive me of my job. There's crimes at Attorney General, Social Security Administration. In some kind of way, I'm not getting investigation for any of that.
Are you able to come by tomorrow so we can talk about that?
Oh, you will be there?
Yes, ma'am. I will be here, and my social worker, Hannah, she's looking forward to speaking with you.
Okay, because what the police normally do is they set up harassment and abuse. So I haven't really been safe with the police in the past.
I know. So I won't be in uniform. I'll be in regular clothes. Like I said, this is a program. This is not like a.
What kind of program is it?
It's a grant funded from Dallas County.
What is it? What does it consist of?
We're providing services to Cedar Hill, DeSoto, Duncan.
What are the services? What are the services, state funding services that you provide?
It just all depends. It could be numerous things.
I would like to. So you want me to go to an appointment and you don't know to know what the services are you're providing? Do you think that's really logical?
That's why you're going to.
Yeah, I'd like to know what the services. Do a little research, so I like to know what I'm coming and getting into. So I'd like to know what services they provide. That would be common sense.
Would you like to speak to our social worker?
Yes.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Okay. So they can see me get my purse. I believe there's voyeurism crimes, and I was just about to head out the door, and he needs people to be set in place to terrorize on the path. And he's controlling all these people, so these are avenues to hold me up so they can set up whatever abuse they have in store. This is how the stores get crazy and all this chaos go on. Multiple conspirators and the abuse. Yes, ma'am. May I have your name?
Hi, Ms. Clark. My name's Hannah McCarty.
Okay.
I'm a social services coordinator with the regional care team. So we just have a couple social workers here to help people get the things of that nature.
Okay, so I'm not any particular reason why they don't want me to speak with a domestic violence advocate, crimes victims, because there's a lot of crimes. I've been ran off roads and all kind of different things.
So I'm just talking with you today. If I'm being quite honest with you, we have a victim services coordinator on my part of the team, and she's actually out at his training today. And we also kind of tag team. We both work with all sorts of folks. So I'm just trying to see if there's some sort of resources I can help you get in touch with. That's all.
Okay, so what all do you do there?
At the care team?
Yes.
So we have behavioral health assistance, some victim assistance, and just kind of, honestly, a wide range of whatever falls under both those umbrellas.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to know.
We just help people get resources in the area. We make referrals to people to agencies that might be helpful to them. Sometimes that's social services.
Well, here's the thing. The government's committing to the biggest conspiracy to violate civil rights scheme I have ever seen, conning me out of services for years. So I never get the services. So I go on these wild goose chases. Y'all can give you my YouTube channel. In some kind of way, I'm deprived of law enforcement, and there's nothing really done for years. These are felony consequences and charges, and this police call me, and then some kind of way does not want to investigate crimes I've already reported to him. And disregards and passes the buck when I have crimes reported to Duncanville that they refuse to investigate, like all police departments I report crimes to. So if he really wanted to help, a start would be by investigating the crimes I've reported to them. I reported to him several weeks ago that I wanted to get in a safe environment. All law enforcement deprives me of that, and my daughter from being safe. So you can look at my YouTube channel. As a social worker, you have a responsibility to protect my child. And the government has been enforcing my daughter's abuse as well as my own for profit. So what can you do to help me with that?
Well, so I'm going to be really honest. The only thing I know about your situation are the things you're telling me.
You're right. Here's the thing. Do you guard services?
Do I guard
services? You said that you're here to help. So if you're a social worker and I'm telling you about these issues, what as a social worker can you do to help?
So like I had said previously, I can refer you to appropriate agencies. I'm also just here to be a supportive person to talk to.
Well, not reporting suspected child abuse is a crime, so you got to refer it over to CPS. I can let you see it on my channel.
If you report child abuse to me, I do have to refer it to CPS.
Right, so look at it on my channel. They keep police officers enforce my daughter's abuse as well as my own. I tried to get a protection order and they made me leave pushing and shoving at the Frank Crowley, then did it a second time, removed me for trying to get a protection order against this abuser. I cannot get law enforcement anywhere. At multiple different FBI locations will not investigate crimes. They give me criminal trespasses at multitude of locations, including at the at the federal building where I got a civil case because all law enforcement was denied and they gave me a criminal trespass there as well. They blacklisted me from hotel stays and even tried to sabotage my access to food for years with no consequences. And for years, all these people have been there to help, only try to set me up and deprive me of further services, and nothing has been accomplished for years. So it will be a start for you to assist and see why all law enforcement has been denied and why the government is enforcing my daughter's abuse as well as my own. And you're a social worker.
Okay, so are you asking me to look at that video on your YouTube channel to see what that is? I just want to make sure I understand what you're needing me to do, Ms. Clark.
You can look at it, but you're a social worker. I'm just not understanding what you will do because I keep getting deprived of services and schemes. So as a social worker, can you tell me what your responsibility would be?
To help you access services. You're right. I cannot investigate any crimes, and I can't enforce the government to do anything for you, Ms. Clark. But it sounds like you are looking for some people to be supportive and be helpful to you, so we're just offering that. It's also voluntary. You're in no way required to do this. I'm just trying to see if there's some way I can help you because that's what we want to do is be helpful.
So when I get these calls, they're pretty controlled, and these people are really enforcing the government's crimes, and they're only scamming to try to pretend like they're to cover for their own behind, to pretend like they haven't been terrorizing me and depriving me of services like they've done years. So you're a social worker. I reported my abuse and my daughter's abuse, and there's nothing, you can't get either one of us safe as a social worker.
So I don't work for I'm going to clarify something and correct me.
Well, ma'am, I just want to know if you're a social worker and my life is in jeopardy and my daughter's in child abuse, you commit a crime, as all the social workers have done for years. What are you willing to do? I'm reporting abuse to you, as I reported to him several weeks ago. I don't understand why he would get you on the phone and you cannot help with abuse, as well as no party I've spoken with for years.
So, Miss Clark, I have to ask you a couple questions so I can understand what it is that you're reporting, because the word abuse, yes, is concerning.
You're deflecting, ma'am. What can you do when you hear about abuse? That you answer that question before you deflect, and then require questions, and that, just to prolong the question that you are not wanting to answer. So can we just hone on in what you can do when someone reports abuse?
I would report it to Child Protective Services if I was reported abuse. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if the government was behind the abuse and enforcing it, then what do you do?
If it involves a child, I'd still report to the same place because their job is to protect children. As far as the government, I'm not sure who you.
Well, take a look at my YouTube channel. Take a look at my YouTube channel, and you can see how the government has been enforcing my daughter's abuse as well as my own for profit. This officer called me 2 or 3 weeks ago, trying to set me up. I told him I was in an emergency crisis and needed housing, a safe environment. My son got hit with a car. I got ran off roads, all kind of other crimes that the police enforce and deny investigation for. So I wanted to be placed in a safe environment. He would not do it, as well as any other avenue I've taken to be safe. They have enticed all domestic violence organizations to deprive me of services, and they do it. No domestic violence organization I have ever been to will give me assistance and sabotage assistance if they allow me to stay there briefly. So
you stay at some agencies. Do you mind me asking which ones you stay at, so I know if they're ones I'm happy to try and find you locations like that as well.
Okay. I stayed at the Texarkana organization that put me out when I was reporting my abuser. Texarkana Domestic Violence Prevention. I think that was the name of it. I think it's the only one. I stayed at Salvation Army briefly, and then after I stayed there briefly, they were looking for me. A person, I took off. I had a wig on. I was in disguise, so I took off my wig and changed clothes. And they told me that they were Someone told me that they were looking for me. I took the air chain. I lied about everything. So when they were looking for me, I heard a police helicopter outside looking for me. Ever since they lost me that time, no domestic violence organization will take me in because they don't have cameras and I have to be surveillance and monitored. So the lady at the domestic violence organization, I lied about everything and took my clothes, I changed my clothes, and she said, yeah, they're passing out money left and right looking for this girl. And it was me. They described to a T.
Okay. Yeah.
So I went to Salvation Army, and whoever was there passing out money looking for me, that was around October of 2018. Prior to that, I stayed at the family place May 26th of 2019. A car sped up like it was going to hit me, and the staff didn't follow protocol. Police came and interrupted and had me go to the Bridge homeless shelter. So a car sped up like it was going to hit me. They had evidence on camera footage. The police cover for all these gang stalkers that terrorize me. They don't want to accept responsibility or take report. They all cover for it because I believe they set it up. So anyway, they had on camera footage at this location that a car sped up like it was going to hit me. And they had it on the location's camera footage. And I tried to get the staff to follow protocol, which is to put me in a safe environment. They wouldn't, and the police came to interrupt and then told me to go to the bridge, and the bridge wouldn't even provide me shelter. I had to sleep outside, already terrified for my life. So then, but while I lived over there, QT, someone did it again at QT, okay, which is right down the street from this location. I told QT, can you please help me, because police deny me law enforcement. They cover for all the crimes that happened to me. So they said they reviewed the camera footage. I came back. The police monitor everything going on my phone. So now then they had time to enlist QT to cover for the crimes, and they would not do anything regarding the car that sped up like it was going to hit me deliberately. You can tell on camera footage it was deliberate. They waited till I got to the street and then sped up like they have been doing years. But law enforcement enforces all these crimes and will not investigate them. So that's all the abuse I communicated to you.
Okay. So that's all. When was your? So I know that you said you went from family place to the bridge, and the bridge didn't accept you. You had to sleep in your car that evening.
I had to sleep outside. I didn't have a car. The government has deprived me of housing, even apartments. They schemed to where I can't even have apartments with my job.
Okay. You said with your job, are you currently employed, Ms. Clark?
No, they scheme with my unemployment. Okay. There's no one's reckoning up the felony charges or the felonies that they're committing, the crimes that they're committing. No one's reckoning up these charges, so they continue to get away with it. My job, blatantly, multiple staff blatantly lied on me. They cost me my job, and I have evidence of it. But police don't want me to report it because I believe they set it up.
Okay. Where? So I know that you had said that was going on, and then a little bit after that, you stayed in the location, or you stayed at Salvation Army. Is that correct?
Right. And then they were looking for me, and like I said, I was in disguise, and I took off my disguise, and then they described me to a T and said that they were looking for me, and someone was passing out money, so someone was giving
that all happened
bribes.
At Salvation Army.
Right. That was around October of 2018. So someone's going around bribing people to commit crimes. No. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? Someone's going around bribing people to enlist parties in crimes.
So it was it someone? I mean, they just said there was someone out there doing that.
Right, and then after I lied about everything. After I lied about everything, there was a helicopter. I went to internal affairs, shining in the environment. Okay. And, because police are my bullies, that was intimidating. I was fleeing.
So you're trying to protect yourself. I understand.
Right. And then the police helicopter was outside looking for me. And then I reported to internal affairs, and they covered for it.
Was the person that was doing that, did you know who the person was that was doing that outside Salvation Army? Was it someone you're familiar with?
Well, I think that this person that I met online, a stalker, is behind it, but I don't know. I'm deprived of law enforcement to figure it out. I can't get a protection order. So you didn't say anything about a protection order. What are we accomplishing with this call?
I'm just trying to understand.
They haven't understood years, ma'am. I don't understand as a social worker the resolutions.
So, Ms. Clark, you're clearly a very bright, very intelligent woman, and you've done a lot of research and all of those things. So I know that you understand that there are a lot of different systems at play, right? That are part of different. They can access different resources, all those kinds of things. So
I haven't seen them for years, ma'am. Years. Okay. Only cons. None of them for years. People that call me only pretend like they're trying to help and are covering for crimes, blatantly lie, and make it impossible for my daughter as well as myself to escape abuse as they've done years. Social workers, advocates, police, all cover for the crimes that I'm able to speak with on my phone.
I don't want you to think that that's what we're being a part of here. We're pretty.
What are the solutions? What are the solutions? I've been on the edge of my seat years, ma'am. What are the solutions for the crimes that you heard? You have a responsibility to report my abuse as well as my daughter's.
So I'm amended report of child abuse.
Okay, but I can't be protected, period, at all, as I haven't been years.
I can help you make that report, but it sounds like you're telling me you've done that. I can't change the way that they've responded.
You've not given me any avenues to protect myself, as no other party I came in contact has for years.
It sounds like.
As a social worker, what are the solutions, ma'am? I'm telling you that I fear my safety, as I've told a multitude of parties for years with no resolutions. So if I fear my safety, what can you do to assist as a social worker?
Where are you currently?
I just wanted to know you're playing games.
I'm not playing games.
Okay, well, what can you do to assist? What can you do to assist, ma'am?
Ms. Clark, there are questions I have to ask so I can know what we can do to assist, okay? And you don't have to, you're not obligated to answer those questions, but it is normal in our kind of work that we have to ask questions to understand where you're at. If not, then I'm giving you resources that I don't even know if you can or can't access.
I've asked what you do. You do what do you do? Not referrals. What do you do?
That your responsibility. I get people to those referrals.
Yeah, that's what's been going on years, and I haven't got the services for years. Only cons.
Ms. Clark, I can tell that you're really frustrated with me, and I understand that you've had a lot of people that have not done things the way that you needed them done in a long time. So I'm not going to continue to aggravate you because I don't want to do that to you. I just want you to know that we're a resource and we're happy to be here and meet with you.
Okay, well, here's the thing, ma'am. Can I say something?
Absolutely.
Okay, so people call me all the time. My abuser used to have people call and verbally just assault me over the phone. They would be police, CPS workers, all that's because he gets off on it. So now that they know that I'm recording my calls, he likes to have me in distress. So now he has people dangle services in my face that I'll never get. Okay, so we haven't had we haven't got a resolution on anything. You don't want me to know how you can assist, which I don't really think you can assist because I spend a lot of gas and time on avenues with people that are only conning me, that don't want to give me services and just pretend like they're trying to help when they don't. That's why I'm trying to get information to see that you are legitimate and you have a legitimate interest in helping my family as well as myself. And I never heard of it being so hard for years to find out what the services are. Conspiracy to violate civil rights is criminal, and a multitude of people did not want me to know the services because I was never going to get them, as I haven't.
Okay. Well, I mean, Ms. Clark, I've been on the phone with you for about 15, maybe 20 minutes at this point. I'm not going to be able to come up with a solution to years worth of problems in that straight of time, and so I'm here to help you find the best avenues for you, but I'm not going to be able to do that in 20 minutes.
Okay, so as a social worker, and I'm telling you that I fear my life now, and there's nothing that you can do right now if I'm in imminent danger right now.
Well, that's why I asked where you were located and what was going on to try and get that, but you didn't want to. I
don't want to be gaslit, ma'am. So I am.
I mean, is there something actively happening? Can you let me know what's going on? So
I just wanted to know, ma'am, if I fear that my safety, we still haven't got a resolution on what you can do.
Okay. I mean, Ms. Clark, I appreciate that we've gotten to that point. You were able to tell me you're located in Dallas. I can't do a whole lot about that because you're still not wanting to talk about those. I need more information. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, just one moment.
Okay.
Okay, since they know that I'm recording, they call to taunt. Listen to this call. It's meant for emotional distress. On purpose. They are professionals in psychological abuse. The only way that they're trying to switch it up is because they know that I'm calling. Knowing full-blown my life is in jeopardy, they taunt, violate with no consequences. I believe that there's voyeurism crimes. They're watching me. I have my purse right here ready to go out the door. He wants to hold it up, so he has his minions hold me up so they can get the abusers in place. Okay, ma'am, I don't really know what to do because I've told you that the government has, conspired with crimes of child abuse, and you just really don't seem to have a lot of resolutions, as they haven't had for years. So if my life is in jeopardy and you haven't figured that out, and you haven't came up with any avenues to help protect myself as well as my daughter as a social worker, I have begged for my life where a multitude of people have even been assaulted and arrested. So I guess I'm just not getting it. Maybe it has something to do with why they were guarding AT&T, the police. And why each time I try to go report these weird calls to the police and my provider, the police come and interrupt. You think maybe the government's controlling my calls? That would be criminal. Because only all people that call me are people that are conspiring with crimes, playing games, and with my emotions.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you definitively what is or isn't happening, but that would be my first assumption.
Okay, well, I don't understand why I've called all over the United States, and 95% of my calls aren't being returned, and only people that play games and taunt me.
Okay.
Like this same officer did like 2 or 3 weeks ago. He called, and I tried to get help in domestic violence, and he wanted me to get mental health treatment. If I call to get help with domestic violence, why would he want me to get mental health treatment? But that's what the service he had to offer. So then I said, sir, please help me. I fear my safety, and I have been in danger for years, and I cannot get law enforcement. So he waited 2 or 3 weeks and then got enlisted you when I was walking out the door. But some kind of way you don't have any kind of readily resolution for a woman fearing her safety right now, as no one has for years. So that's a red flag that maybe something's going on. Maybe a crime is happening here. Because as a social worker, you should have a lot of avenues and not have me be on the phone playing games 24 minutes or 26 minutes to really not get anything resolved like what's happened years.
Well, Ms. Clark, I'm going to tell you that I'm really sorry that you feel that way. My intention is not to play games with you or waste your time. I was hoping that you want to come in our office so I could get more information about you to get you the right resources.
So we've been on the phone 25 minutes. It sounds like we've been on the phone 27 minutes, and it really kind of sounds like you're taunting me because you need more information in 27 minutes.
Yes, Ms. Clark, I would need more. Unfortunately, I've got to get to my 4 o'clock appointment.
You got to get to your 4.
Back. But would you like to talk to the officer that was on the phone with you prior to me?
So what have we resolved in this 27 minutes? What services have you guys given me?
All right. Ms. Clark, I'm going to pass you to the officer that was on the phone.
Ma'am, what services have you given me in 30 minutes of my time being wasted? In fact, years of this?
Hey, how you doing, Ms. Clark? So Hannah has an appointment that just walked in at 4. She needs to handle that. It's kind of a situation with.
Well, you know what? I appreciate that you're doing the psychological abuse this way, because those calls from the CPS workers, the call from the police and different bullies, the prank calls threatening me, and then you guys giving me citations to enforce the abuse. That's better. I mean, this is better than that. So now I just have to be aware that multiple parties will call me, taunt me in Dangled services, and pretend like they're the news and all kind of things, and just keep my guard up to know that now you guys are just taunting me with services that I'll never get. Okay. So as long as I realize that, that's better, because if I get a real call, I'm sure that you guys will intercept that like you've done for years. So, okay, I don't know what to do. As long as I keep my guard up and know that you're going to call and play games and Dangled services you're not willing to give me, then...
You know, no one's playing games. No one's playing games like.
Well, I still haven't gotten a safe environment for years.
And that's because we don't know your situation, Miss Clark. And I'm a Duncan.
You don't make sense. You don't make sense because I've been giving my situation for years. It just sounds like you're being dishonest and conning. We've been on the phone 30 minutes. I don't understand why the police guard domestic violence assistance and why you can't get the answer for years.
Ms. Clark, you sound safe right now.
If you are calling, playing on my phone, and you're a police, and then I get gang stalked every day, and then someone's intervening in my daughter being not being in child abuse, that's not safe. My son had a hit and run, and then someone hit me in April.
I told you that already, and I looked it up, and I can't find any history of that.
You what?
That's why I'm asking for you to bring.
You what?
Evidence that you
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
You said that you looked it up. The hit and run?
Yeah, I try to look it up in our system, and I can see Cedar Hill, DeSoto, and Duncanville reports, and there's none.
For the hit and run of my son?
Yes, with your name on them. There's no reports with your name.
Yeah, they can't find a whole bunch of reports. The police cover for all of it. I don't know why the police would cover for someone waiting to take my son out. Sir, this is vital. I don't know why police would cover for someone waiting for my son to take out the trash and hit him with the car on purpose when I had a date days prior. And that was very uncommon for him. Sir, I'm not being heard. And that was very uncommon for me to have dates. And I did. And I didn't have thought, is someone mad? And then I had to, really think to myself, I don't know anyone. So at that time, I didn't even know I was getting stalked, but I had a date couple days prior, and someone deliberately hit my son with the car when he came outside just briefly to take out the trash. So that meant that whoever hit him was monitoring and knew that he was going outside at that particular moment to hit him with the car. As I've reported to the police department multiple times, but sometimes some kind of way you can't find the report. So they heard that he was going to take out the trash, hit him with the car, and then the police covered for it. And then in addition to that, now you can't find the report.
And because this is Duncanville, that's why I'm asking, where did that happen?
Okay, you've wasted my time long enough. When you guys really want resolutions, it is a crime to hack a phone and deprive me of real resolutions. That is criminal.
Okay, well, you have a good day, okay? Like I said, this is my number if you want to talk to Hannah again or myself.
Right, but you were refusing to get me in a safe environment as you guys have done years. And depriving me, going to every location possible, even churches, terrorizing them until they violate me too. I hope you guys get your charges. You have gotten away with this chaos long enough.
You have a good day, Ms. Clark.